like the defense has improved over the 13 practices?
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of snaps, and I like our intensity within the work week. So I think intensity plus snaps equals experience. That's the way I'd say it. And so, the thing that you do in the spring is you have a lot of different pieces working together. So there's not really consistency all the time with who's working with who, but you're trying to just work the pieces that you see working together as much as possible. We'll gain a lot of those consistent reps with certain pieces together in the summer, but I've been really uplifted by the group and the effort they've given day in and day out.
Please, with how new pieces have integrated in with the older guys?
Yeah, I think our returners deserve a lot of credit on that. I think we have a very welcoming team that has a way of setting a standard, but not creating outsiders when they come in. I think we have a pretty good nucleus of guys that have been here, have open arms, the guys coming in, whether they're one-year transfers or four-year high school guys or anywhere in between. I think that's been part of the success.
Is there a group or segment among them that you're like, that's definitely a strength, like those guys, and we got to have it, we know what they're going to deliver?
Yeah, I mean, the thing you really trust, even though it's really year to year, we've seen improvement with guys from year one to year 2 or 3 to 4. But I think what you really feel confident about is the guys that have played a lot of football. The Pat Paytons, the Josh Farmers, the DJ Lundy, Shaheem Brown, Zaire Thomas, Ventrell Cypress, Kevin Knowles, the guys that have played a good amount of football. You know what it's going to look like, plus the improvement of what this year is. And then we've got a lot of other pieces that have had intermittent success or less experience than them. And our job is to try to get them integrated with that group. And that's what practice and meetings and all those things are for.
What are your impressions of the linebacker as against?
Yeah, collectively, I think it's a mature group. It's a group that understands what we're trying to get accomplished. I do think starting at the top, DJ is definitely a year better. I've seen slight improvement from 1 to 2, a little bit more from 2 to 3, a lot from 3 to 4, and I see that growth. I think Blake has taken significant steps. He's somebody that when the play's there to be made, I expect it to be made. I expect him to be in the right spot. And he's got legitimate sideline to sideline talent. I do think getting Omar back the last week has helped. I've seen a couple plays that I think are glimpses of what I know it can be. With him, we got to keep him on the field. He's got to stay healthy and be reliable enough that we can put him in a position to help us win games. I think Juice is definitely a year better. Last year, he got a bunch of reps in practice, limited reps in the game, but now he's playing in a way that he will make others better when he's around and when he's in there. Murph is catching up. He's shown glimpses. Some have been up, some have been down, but he's shown enough physicality, enough movement skill, enough wanting to be better that you can see what that looks like. And the guys with a little amount of the experience that are here, you see their climb going a little bit faster, just because there's less history of what they know, so they get better in maybe rapid movements. So I'm looking forward to that. This will be a big spring for big spring showcase for Murph and the rest of the group.
And then the guys working at nickel this spring, just someone's else.
Yeah, in the years before, we've used a lot of different guys there for different experiences, but because of our depth now, in typical years we would take AZ and Ventrell and get them involved there, but we've had so many mid-year enrollees and high school graduates that are here and so much retention within that room that we've been able to rep guys that I think will play there. So, Kevin Knowles is back. Earl's gotten a ton of run there. Jabril's played a bunch there, and what else we put? Edwin. Edwin's played. We play Edwin a lot at corner, but today we put him actually at dime. But Edwin, Jabril have really rotated corner and nickel. Earl has been exclusively at nickel, and then Kevin's been exclusively at nickel. But in a pinch, we can move one of the 2 veteran corners in there. I just don't really see that happening.
Obviously, you got Shaheem as that consistent at the safety spot, but that was someone like Connor Hussey coming along and his consistency.
Good. I think he's a year better, and he's got flashes. I celebrate when he's right, when the plays aren't coming his way. Because if he does those things, he's talented enough that when the plays come his way, if he's fitting in the right way in the pass of the run game or the blitz game, he's probably got a chance to really make the play. So, as a young guy, you just try to watch the ball and try to figure it out and know where it goes. And sometimes that works, but then sometimes there's big explosives, and you realize your eyes weren't right, your position wasn't right. That's part of playing as a freshman, and I think we're moving the needle on that.
Basically, his consistency and competitiveness on a daily basis. Just how impressive has that been? He's been that way every day.
I think he's the most improved guy, and usually you look at that of guys that don't play are the most improved guys because they have the furthest to go, but it's a credit to him with what he's taken, the experiences that he's played with, and now elevating his game. I mean, he's on Coach Surtain right now. Like, he's trying to throw out this rep count for Saturday that's like he doesn't want to come out of the game yet, but that's why he's getting better. Last year he had very limited off season. This year he's been, I don't want to say 100%, but he's been able to go every day. Squats, benches, tour duties, and I think you're seeing his body really gain confidence because of it.
The 4 new defensive linemen that transfers in, how they all win, especially Garnet, has something that fights people on.
Yeah, I mean, collectively they'll all play. Individually, they're in different spots. Marv has really come on. I'm starting to really like what I see and expect playmaking out of him. Newsy had a really good second scrimmage, so that was really good to see. There's some technique stuff he's going to come with, but he's got the right mindset. He's big, physical. I really like Tomoa. I think he's got a chance to help us in a multitude of ways, but he doesn't stay blocked, and that's something that showed up on his past college film. And then Grady is the one that has probably just steadily improved. He's gained about an inch of improvement every day within his footwork and with his handwork. And he's a strong, powerful player. If you can put a highlight film of just some of the pod work, some of the pass rush stuff, some of the team, you got a really good highlight tape. It's just about trying to make sure that we find the reasons why those successes are happening and keep down that road. But he's got all the want to in the world.
Coach Norvell's talked about depth being better on this team than any group you guys have had. Do you feel that way on your side of the ball for sure? Where does that show up the most for you guys this year?
Yes, and it shows up in depth. Is that what you meant?
No, I meant like positionally. What position is it abundantly clear that the depth is going to? You're basically going to have to figure out how.
I mean, every year you say you have great depth, you end up just fighting and scratching by the end of the year. So I mean, you need it all. I always try to look at, to make sure you probably need at least 9 playable D linemen. You need at least 4 playable linebackers, and that's not counting special teams. Then at DB you need at least 8, probably a 9th. You're playing 6 and dime. You need a sub at safety. You need a sub at corner. You need an extra nickel that can play dime. So I mean, that's a lot of players that you need to be able to trust because all those numbers are actively playing in the game. And the most important play is the next one. So we don't just keep 11 guys out there for 70 plays. It's not gonna play well in November.
Just back to Zari real quick. I mean, him performing at the level he has, does that do anything special for you guys? Does it, it's a nice luxury, or does it help you guys do anything much more effective?
I mean, it helps us cover guys and tackle guys because he's a starting corner. He's really good, and just you're seeing him, like his ability to blitz, tackle, replace on the run, are if whatever he was last year, it's doubled improvement. And I mean, he played close to 400 snaps for us last year. So but that's what happens. Your good players get better. Your players that were maybe just didn't have the experience, they improve too. And that's how you build the depth. You build the depth by recruiting the right guys, even if they don't play right away. Just continue to pounding in the structure, the development of them all, and at one point they're going to be able to play. And that's how you develop depth, and there's only so many scholarships you have. When you make mistakes and you look at scholarships that can't help you in play, that's when you have depth problems. Because hopefully you can go and find Donnie and AJ Cottrell and some of the key walk-ons that we've taken that have had legitimate roles. But within your 85 scholarships, you better make sure you're hitting on every one of them and they get better daily.
Everybody wants to do that. So, I mean, if you want to brag on yourselves, how you guys are able to make it happen. I mean, every coach.
We haven't done it yet. It's 2024. We're 0-0.
Thanks, Coach.